You know what, while we have some colors on there, let's talk a little bit about material. So right now, the material we have assigned to this object is by default matcap gray. If you want to change the material, you can just, if you hover over these, you'll actually get a preview of what your object will look like with that material. Now, when we were doing color fill object, we were just coloring with RGB intensity because we only had RGB selected. You might have noticed we had an M and an mRGB. What that means is you can turn this, if you turn this to M, now you will just be painting with a material. By default, we don't have a material assigned to this, so if I want to, I can go, you know what, let's have matcap gray selected. I'm going to go to color, fill object, and now my object is filled with matcap gray. So if I start painting, I'm just painting matcap gray onto a matcap gray material object. If I go over here to, say, let's do an obvious one, Chrome A, and start painting, now I'm painting Chrome material onto my object. And you can just paint materials. Now, if you're just painting materials at this point, if you want to paint materials and color, go to mRGB, and now we'll do a bright chrome with a purple or a magenta color and start painting that. And now we're painting magenta with chrome. And of course, you can use masking in conjunction with all of this. If you hold down Control and just mask something out, or hold down Control, make that a drag rect. Let's do a star. Hold down Control and just drag out a star. You can hold down Control and make the focal shift negative 100. Control drag to clear that mask. Control drag again, and now you'll get sharp, pointy stars. Control tap to invert that. And now you will just be painting mRGB standard brush, let's say cyan with a matcap skeleton. Now we're painting, oops, we still have our alternate color selected, so I'll go ahead and select that one and let's change it to cyan. And now we'll paint cyan bone material. Control drag to invert that. And now we've got cyan bone material stars at the bottom of this thing. If I want to, I can go back to matcap gray. And here's your quick pick. These are just recently selected materials. Let's do matcap gray. White color, mRGB, RGB intensity 100, color menu open because I dragged it over from there, and then do fill object, and now we're kind of back where we started. One more quick thing while I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna hold down Control. Actually, let's do Control Shift and let's do visibility. So instead of masking, I'm gonna do visibility. Let's go ahead and hit X to turn off symmetry here. And we'll do Control Shift. We'll just hide the rest of this object. So with this just showing, I'm gonna do a cyan with these are our matcap materials, so basically that means they're captured lighting. So your lighting is captured in material. We're going to go over the differences between these two in just a second. But we'll do Framer 02 with a cyan color, and then we'll do color fill object. So now we have mRGB selected. We just filled that entire object with that. Control Shift will bring it back, and this was effectively masked while it was gone. So now I'm going to do Control Shift and just isolate this one here. And then we'll do a green with Sketch 04. Color, fill object. There we go. So now we've got all of these filled with different colors and materials. So we've got white, blue, green, and then 3 different materials. So if I want to select these materials, let's say I want to paint with blue. So I'm going to go to RGB, at intensity at 100 or whatever you want. And if you want to, you can hover over this area here and hit C, and that'll go ahead and select the underlying color of what's painted there. So now you can go ahead and just kind of paint with that color. Or if you want to select that material, in Big Brother ZBrush this works, if you click and drag, you can select whatever you're hovering over. So if I hover over this one, it'll pick that material. There's matcap gray, there's that material. So now I can do mRGB, I can hit C, or you can just drag from this color and just pick that color if you want to. Drag from here, or hit C to sample. And now you can paint with that color and material at the same time. Hit C to sample the green, click drag this one, and now you can paint and color with that material at the same time.